Buying a home, don't panic. Just make sure you get your crawl space inspected on that old house. Ready to go, buddy? All right, let's see what we can find in this crawl space. Oh, look at that. Right away, I'm looking at wet soil on the ground there, which means the toilet flange is leaking above. And right here, we got a typical foundation crack. Let's be clear on this. These are common cracks in foundations. Most people freak out when they hear they got a foundation crack. That's normal. There's really nothing to worry about there. You just have it filled with epoxy so it doesn't leak water on the inside. Right here, we get copper connected to galvanized water supply pipe, and there is corrosion on that fitting up there. And here's another section of pipe that's about to start leaking right there. This pipe condition just means it's time for an upgrade. And right here, that's the air filter. Yep, you're looking at the air filter from the crawl space. I don't see this condition very often, but what it means is when the system is turned on, it's pulling air from the crawl space. So it's not removing hot or cold air from the building. It's only pulling in air from the crawl space. This is the worst type of design ever, but for some reason, they were getting away with it back in the, back in the olden days, as you could say. So anyway, a newer system would have a big duct attached right here, whether it be metal duct or a flexible duct, and that duct will run to another part of the house, like probably in a hallway or something, and that'll pull air from the building, whether it's hot or cold, and convert it to hot or cold. This white pipe right here is the condensate drain line that should be terminating outside the building, not in the crawl space, so that's completely wrong. And right here, if you have an old building, you might have cast iron drain pipe, which is right there. So these are things to expect when you're buying an older home. All you want to do is upgrade it. But now check this out. This is knob and tube wiring, and this is a very tight crawl space. So luckily the crawl bot got in here, and I was able to explore this because I wouldn't have crawled in there with all that hanging there. I would have turned around and said, nope, look at all this. And it's all in service. It's connected throughout this crawl space. This is an older building. Right here is a 1920s building, probably 1922 or something like that. And, these types of crawl spaces are either really tall or really low. There's never really a middle ground. So I'm just going to follow this knob and tube wiring and see where it goes. And it seems like it's going everywhere. So let's go left here. Yep. It's still all connected now. Now, look at this duct. Look how crushed and collapsed all this old duct is. This is another reason you want your crawl space inspected. You want to be able to see these things. So what's the condition of the duct? What's the condition of the foundation? What's the condition of the piping, the wiring, the wood framing? Like this right here. Look at that. There's a notch cut out there on that left floor joist that should have been resupported, but no one did. So another thing you got to call out. And right here, we got some yellow CSST gas line. Look at it, just hanging there. That stuff should be supported. That's a gas line. If that was ruptured or broken, you'd have a major problem on your hands. Now, we're into another part of a crawl space here. Look at this insulation. It's everywhere. What a mess. So what causes this? Well, my first guess is rodents caused this, and or the installer did not support it properly. But I do see wire up there. I do see wire holding this in. So I'm thinking it was probably pests over time that just kept pulling this stuff down, trying to make a little home for themselves. And yeah, you can see droppings. I think that's a skull right there. Probably an old pest that just died under there. But you can see, it's just a mess. Look at this. Yeah, I can see rodent droppings on this stuff right here. They're kind of living there. So you want to get that out of there. You don't want to leave this under your house. It's just nasty. Call a contractor, have it cleaned out, and then re-insulate, and make sure your crawl space access and all your vent screens are not damaged. That's how these things happen. Don't ignore a broken crawl space vent screen, because this is what can happen under your house. Okay, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Once again, if you're going to buy a home with a crawl space, make sure you get it inspected. There's a lot of things that can go wrong under here.